What's going on? What's going on? I'm flipping on, getting everything straight, trying to get my thumbnail up. I don't know what's going on, but we'll be on for a little bit just to talk a little bit of Cowboys football. Just let a couple people come in. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. What's going on, normal guy? What's going on? Let's go. Yeah. Big victory, man. Big victory. Absolute big victory, man. And I'll tell you guys why. Make sure you like. Make sure you guys keep like. Let's get that algorithm up and let's talk some Cowboys football. Like. Oh, my bad. Let me get this camera back up. Ah. That's good, man. That's good, man. I would love to hear from you guys how you guys felt about the game. I would love to hear how you guys feel about the game, man. As we just whipped up on the Eagles, 51-26, man. What's going on? How about them Cowboys? Yeah. Solid win. What's going on, Donnie? What's going on? VIP services here from Mark Holmes' channel. Appreciate you. Okay, Jay from Central VA. Yeah, you know me. I'm from Northern Virginia, man. So shout out. Timmy T said, feel great to go in the playoffs with momentum. Yes, absolutely, man. Let's get the likes up. What's going on, Terrence? What's going on? How about them Cowboys? Yes. Let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it going. All right, guys. Well, look. Normally, I just do a video after the game. Last week, I did a video with Michael Gallup when he messed his knee up, and I told you guys then that I thought Cedric Wilson would come in. We wouldn't miss too much of a beat. I think he might be a little bit better fit for what we want to do, and I think that it showed tonight. He had a great game. Offensively, we wanted to get some things going. Like the run game, which I think we did, even though the Eagles had some people out for COVID. But either way, you still want to see yourself executing. And I believe it was somebody that called in to the A to Z sports show. Shooters, you want to see some shots go in. If you're a basketball player, you understand this analogy. If you're Steph Curry and you're having a rough night shooting, the last thing that the defense wants to do is they don't want to put you on the free throw line to see a couple of balls go in. And that's where our offense was. We needed a couple of free throws in order to get our confidence back. And tonight, I think we did so. We were able to pretty much do a lot of the things that we talked about. A lot of combo blocking, powers, toss sweeps, leads, a lot of things where we were pulling, because I think that our offensive line is better when we're pulling instead of doing a lot of inside zone, base block type stuff. Let's see what's going on. Barry Carey said, did you see what you needed to see from my boys, DMV? Yeah, I saw exactly what I needed to see. I needed to see us execute. That's what I needed to see, man. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. You just want to see execution, because execution carries over. And I think that we did that pretty well tonight. Asia Robertson, how you doing? Appreciate you. David Wiley, what's going on, my man? Hey, David, am I going to see you next week, buddy? Hopefully I see you next week, man. What you got in store, man? Let people in the comments know what you got in store for us next week, man. Hone Nguyen says big legs. Greg still struggle. Yeah, man, definitely. That's definitely a sore spot today, because I was hoping that he could get a little bit of confidence, and I think from a field goal standpoint, he did well tonight, but he still missed the extra point. When we go into these playoffs, we need to play, mistake-free football, or you got to minimize the mistakes. And I think that, Greg the Leg has missed a lot of extra points this year, and his kicking hasn't really hurt us too bad in games. Like, think about it. Tonight, it was a blowout, so we're overlooking the fact that he missed the extra point. Well, we're not, because we see it every week and we're tired of it. But that we gotta figure it out, because in the playoffs, you need every point. You need everything, man. Appreciate you, Eddie B. Yeah, the free throw analogy was I had to think about it, man. You need confidence, man, and going into the playoffs with confidence, that's a big thing for us, man. Timmy T said, I hope we didn't add any injuries. Actually, the injuries aren't the thing that I'm worried about. I'm worried about COVID. I'm hoping that nobody else gets infected and we still have our same roster going into the game. So, yeah, David Wiley said he'll be there next week. Yeah, I'll see you at Casa de Homes, man. Definitely. Donnie Price said, swept the division. When was the last time that ever happened? Honestly, I don't know, man. That's a very good question. That's something that I was wondering in my head. Mark will probably have that stat, to be honest with you. Mark is the stats guy. I'm normally the football X's and O's. I'm going to tell you like what we need to do, things that, we're good at, things that we're bad at. VIP Services says we need a bubble. And you know what? My guy, Jay Tuck, said something on Twitter a little earlier about a bubble. He's absolutely right, where he said a bubble is where you actually have a controlled environment for a whole team. For a whole league, so anybody that goes in and out, like it was only isolated to league members. So he's right. We can't really recreate a bubble, but what we can do is we can create an environment that minimizes risk as little as possible. And I know how people feel about, I know how they feel about this, everything that's going on. I know how they feel about, coronavirus, COVID. I know how you feel about it. There's a lot of people out there that just believe in freedom and just walking around and doing whatever you want to do. Well, I feel you. I feel you on the freedom thing, but when you're trying to win the championship, man, you got to do things to kind of block things out. It's playoff football anyway, so you're kind of blocking out everything. So for me, like Mark talked about, they got the Omni Hotel right next to the practice facility, man. I think that I think that everybody they should find a way to book every room, get everybody close to the practice facility, have your medical professionals and everybody monitor everybody and just make sure that we're okay, because these playoffs are important, man. At this point, it's been 20 some odd years for us, and we don't want any little slip up to really mess us up. If we're going to go out there, if we're going to lose, I'd rather lose with our best foot forward than to always have that excuse, because this right here, because I remember the 2018. That's a team that we felt like let it slip away. And there's always like maybe one or two things you remember from that. But I remember Patrick Creighton dropping that ball and what could have been had he caught that ball. You know what I'm saying? So I would hate to go into, the future saying what would have happened to that 2021 Cowboys team if the team didn't get infected, or if the team would have just been a little bit more responsible. And like my guy Brian Green said right here, all in, man, all in. Appreciate you, Joe Gonzalez, for the super sticker. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The whole team need to lock in and focus. Stay in the hotel. We're trying to win the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's how I feel, man. What's going on, Gina? How you doing? I'm not necessarily sure that I've seen you on one of my lives. Honestly, I don't do too many lives, so I appreciate you, Gina. I know that, Gina, you're one of the most decorated Cowboy fans out there, so I appreciate you tuning in. Because I see you on Sky's show. I see you on Mark's show. I might have even seen you on Tuck's show. So appreciate you. Easy Tube said we're beating the Cards. That's the matchup that I want, man. I know that a lot of teams have said we want Dallas. We want Dallas. Mainly our divisional guys. But the Cardinals, I want them because I'm not ducking the smoke. We got to get that monkey off our backs. And I think that right there is a statement game. And if we can go in and if we can win that game and right that wrong, I think that we will be all right. And I know that Kellen Moore is a little bit better against guys that he's familiar with. So seeing them for a second time, Kellen might have something for them. Yeah, I get on him a little bit. He's a little inconsistent with his play calling and things like that, and making, sometimes, he's not as prepared as he can be. But what I can tell you is that Kellen, when he sees you a couple times and he gets familiar with some of the things that you do, Kellen can make life hell for you defensively. So I'm not as worried about that Arizona game as many people would be. You know what I'm saying? Whiskey Whiskey Bent said sub. Thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. And as you guys know, I took the challenge on Mark's channel that if you sub to my channel, if you go ahead and sub and we get to 5,000 during the playoffs, man, I will eat that chip, man. I will eat the chip, man. I'm not afraid of the chip challenge. I was just waiting to get to 5,000, man. Just waiting for you guys to tune in, tag in, plug in to the channel. And, I'm not afraid of the chip challenge, man. You know what I'm saying? Brian Green said that 12 personnel is key. Absolutely, because there's a lot of things that we can do. And with Blake Jarwin back, man, you have to respect him. I'm not saying that he's the best blocker. I'm not saying that Dalton Schultz is the best blocker, but that play action game becomes a little scary, and that's what can open up the run game. So 12 personnel is key. Personnel in general is key. Sometimes we might even be able to go 2 running backs out there, and there's some looks that defenses might not be ready for. What's going on, Mark? How you doing? Rob Sharp says, I think we'll be okay. Donnie says, I don't think he really opened the playbook just yet, but I think Kellen got some tricks up his sleeve. To be honest with you, man, I would have rather him whipped out some tricks during that week because I would like to have had the number 2 locked up going in. I would have liked to have the number 2. What's going on, Eddie? Appreciate you, man, with the super chat. Cars dropping 7 into coverage. Messed up the Cowboys last week, but since we've seen it, I think we'll be able to handle it this time. And I'm just going to leave this up a little bit because I definitely agree. And with Blake Jarwin back a little bit, I don't think you'll be able to do some of those things because Dak and Blake Jarwin, those guys are pretty close. And I think that he offers a vertical threat that we did not have in that game. Also, keep in mind, too, having Michael Gallup, I think, kind of slowed us down a little bit offensively because we were trying to figure out ways to get him involved, saying that we have 3 different number ones. Now we got to focus on getting Amari touches. We got to focus on getting CD touches. So I think that it could simplify the game plan and make things much easier for us going down the road. So let's go Dallas Cowboys, DC4L. Yes, sir. Am I worried about Greg being inconsistent? I think he is consistent. He's consistent. He misses extra points from time to time. He misses some 50-yard field goals sometimes, but for the most part, he's been consistent all year. I mean, you can't say that you're shocked that he missed another extra point. So he's not inconsistent. He's been consistently, he's been consistent in what he does. Appreciate you, Mark, man. Super sticker. Thank you. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all showing a lot of love tonight, man. Y'all showing a lot of love tonight. Definitely, definitely. Brian says spacing. Absolutely. I think Michael Gallup, like I told you guys, I think that he kind of messed up the spacing a little bit, just trying to get him involved. Not saying Michael Gallup is holding us back or anything. I just don't think that they knew how to really incorporate him. And I think that Cedric and Jarwin offer us a lot more spacing because those guys are more vertical threats. Yeah, Gallup is a vertical threat, but he's more of a bigger body. So you're not going to be able to throw him in the slot and move him around like you can Cedric. Or, when we do the 12 personnel, having Jarwin can detach from the line and split out, or he can, be in on the 12 personnel and we be in running formation. So spacing definitely is something that we struggle with. And the offense looked constipated, man. It looked constipated out there in the Arizona Cardinals game. And there's no way that you'll be able to do some of those things if we're able to move guys around. And tonight we saw some empty sets. We saw us in 12, from 12 to empty. You saw us in a lot of 11 personnel. So I think that there's some things that we can do. And I just look forward to seeing how we do it, man. Because the offense, to me, today, I saw what I needed to see. I seen us able to run when we needed to run. I seen us able to, combo blocking, get out there on the perimeter a little bit like we want to. Corey Clement showed us some things. What I was looking for in this game wasn't Dak killing and throwing for 5 touchdowns or Zeke rushing for 100 yards. I was looking for unsung heroes, guys that can step in with rhythm the role players, as you may say. Like a lot of people remember, and I'm a big 90s guy, so I just remember a lot of 90s things. With the Cowboys, like guys like Leon Lett, guys like Alvin Harper. Alvin Harper was one of my football coaches at Howard University, by the way. But guys like that, man, we got to develop those guys and get those guys ready for the moment, ready to perform. That's what I was looking for tonight. I think we saw some big things out of Corey Clement tonight. I think we saw Bossman Fats have a pretty solid day tonight. I think that he'd be ready to jump in there if we need him to jump in there. Who else? The defensive line, the backup defensive line did pretty well. I liked what I saw from the offensive line. I liked what I saw from Steele for the most part. I like what I saw from our pulling game. Who else? Cedric Wilson. I almost forgot to talk about Cedric Wilson, but I think Cedric Wilson can be an X factor for us. I really think so. Donnie says Blake is faster than Schultz. Yes, he is, and that's the vertical threat we're talking about. Appreciate the super chat, Eddie. Another one, man. Could Wilson be a better version than Gallup, but obviously not as athletic? He seems always open. I just think he offers better spacing for our offense, and he's obviously, to be honest with you, Cedric Wilson, this is what he offers. He's one of our best guys with the ball in his hands. Guys that make people miss and break a tackle. We don't have enough of that. And, I said earlier in the game, we get tackled by one guy in space too much. That's what he offers us, man. He offers somebody in space that can make plays. Cedric, a lot of the time you'll see him on big plays. And also what he offers too, he's a guy that can throw the football. So you always have to be ready for some kind of trickeration with him in there. Gina Thorne says they need to use Clement in 37 more. It's gonna be tough to get 37 in there. Clement's gonna be tough to get him some touches, but I look to use Tony Pollard a little bit more in space. I think we have some guys that can make plays in space, man. Oh, appreciate the super chat, Barry. Appreciate you, man. Y'all showing a lot of love tonight, man. Y'all are really dope, man. I'm not worried about what Arizona did to us defensively last time because, like Eddie B said, we've seen how they attacked us. We'll be ready for next week. I pray Arizona comes in overconfident, and I do too. And a lot of people are talking about Watt coming back. A lot of people are talking about Hopkins coming back. But here's the thing: those guys haven't played football in a long time, so they could throw off their own chemistry by bringing those guys back. Because I'll tell you a guy who killed us in that Arizona game, that Wesley cat. So what happens to his snaps when he has to play? Or when Hopkins is out there? Obviously, D-Hop is one of the best receivers in the league. But what happens to that guy Wesley who built up all of that confidence? What happens to Christian Kirk? What happens when Connor comes back? But his backup did pretty well. So it's like, what happens to those guys, those unsung heroes? What happens to those guys? Because, look, obviously, with Gallup getting hurt, we see that Cedric Wilson definitely helps our offense a lot more, in the role that he played tonight, and he showed it throughout the year. Him and Dak have some chemistry, and that chemistry matters. Appreciate you, Eddie. Appreciate you. Thank you. Talking about great points, man. We'll talk about that later on, man, because you know what? I got some stuff queued up for the off season, but as you guys know, we're still very much alive, going up probably against Arizona next week. And we clinched the division. We already did that, 6-0 in the division. I'm not sure when the last time we've done that, but I'm very, very happy for this bunch, man. Very, very happy. Very, very happy. And man, I'm trying to, set up some things. Give me a second, guys. Mark got broke ass media, but I really got broke ass media over here. Let's see. See, a lot of you guys wanted me to eat that shit, man. A lot of you guys wanted me to eat that shit, man. I don't know if y'all really my friends, man. I don't really know. Y'all just want to see me out here struggling. But look, today the channel grew over 100 members today. Damn. Over 100 members today. Let's see. We got a couple more questions. Easy Tube says, who are you keeping, Gallup or Randy? I'm keeping Randy. Eddie B says, DMV thoughts on Dak's ability to drive the ball tonight. I thought he did an excellent job. I thought that, Dak did what Dak was supposed to do. Am I enamored by him throwing 5 touchdowns, no picks? Nah, because he was supposed to do that tonight against them. I'm just happy that Dak was able to execute, man. I'm just happy we were able to execute, get out of the game with no injuries, and, let's move on. Next week, let's see. What's the reason for the Eagles to rest their starters if 4 of their backups got injured? Just imagine if it was their starters. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of sitting players, and this is why. Because I can't really recall a time that it really actually worked for anybody. Football is a rhythm thing, man. Continuity and rhythm, and you could throw off the rhythm. How many times have our Cowboys won the number 1 seed and we rested guys and it just didn't flat out work? We see it a lot. So, I mean, to me, man, it's about just, continuity and playing football. Look, the Chiefs are the AFC's representatives in the Super Bowl for the last 2 years, and they played 4 quarters of football tonight. I think that I'm going to trust what they're doing. They don't do what everybody else says. They don't do what the media says. The Chiefs do what the Chiefs do. They have an identity, and it's worked for them. And now they're rolling. And, yes, they had to fight for the number 1 seed possibly, but if they lose, they still got to play next week. And they played 4 quarters of football. So just keep that in mind. And I keep trying to tell people that. So when people were going into this game like, hey, we need to sit this person, we need to sit that person, we need to sit this person, I'm like, why? Guys need to play football. We need continuity. That's what we need, man. Eat the chip. Eat the chip. Mark says, do you think Boss Man will be better for us than AB? I'll give you one better. I think Boss Man on the outside and AB in the slot gives us the best chance to win. I honestly believe that. I think AB is better in the slot than Jordan Lewis. I think Jordan Lewis is better on the outside than AB is. But AB's played some pretty solid football for us. I mean, whether people want to believe it or not, I'm not somebody that is a Anthony Brown protector, but he's played pretty good football. And when I look at the Washington game, when Boss Man Fat started and Anthony Brown was in the slot, Anthony Brown did pretty well. I know that there were times in the Arizona game where the guys were getting behind Jordan Lewis a little bit. I think that you just got to put your best foot forward. To me, I think Boss Man could come in. I think Boss Man is ready. I think he could be an unsung hero for us. And tonight he dropped a pick, but as you can see, he's in position to make those plays, man. So, I mean, I don't know if they want to go ahead and make that move. I think that they can do it. You know what I'm saying? I really think so. But it's up to the coaching brass if they're ready to make that move. But I think we could. If they did it, I would probably be a little bit more secure about our defense. My man said we did our part subscribing, so come on, man. Look, we get to 5,000, I'm going to eat the chip, man. Look, I'm not somebody that's going to duck. It's something I've looked forward to. We just haven't gotten to 5,000 yet. So we're close to 800 away. So look, just share the channel, man. PG's in the building. What's going on, man? Salute. DMV, baby, DMV. Oh, Gina with the super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, Gina, I've actually been thinking about it, and I talked to Mark about it, man. I'm really thinking about possibly passing on the Reese's Bowl, possibly. I got the credentials and everything, but with all of these variants and stuff going on, I might just sit it out and think about just going to the draft, because I was going to go to the draft anyway. But until we get a lot more, information, there's a lot more people developing antibodies and stuff out there, and things just getting back to a little bit more normalcy than it was, and then also the weather will warm up a little bit and we get a little bit more out of this flu season. Then I'll head out to the draft, but I'm going to go to the draft anyway. Me and my guy Jay Tuck, we said we got to get up, man. My guy Elton, he's out there, that's where he lives, so I definitely got to show Vegas some love again. And for those who've been following my channel, I went out there for the Wilder and Fury fight. So, Vegas is almost becoming a second home to me, man. I've been to Vegas a couple times through this pandemic, man. It's always showed love. I love that city, man. Definitely. War Report says we got the 4th seed. So who we playing? Cardinals or we play the Eagles again? I don't know, man. We'll figure out tomorrow, man, because there's a lot of things that can play. There's a possibility that we can get the 2 seed. So, there's some football that needs to be played, and maybe some guys hit some guys tomorrow, and one of those teams loses, and we move up to 3 or we move up to 2. So it's a lot of football to be played tomorrow, and we can just sit back and chill as Cowboy fans and let it happen. Worst case scenario, we're playing Arizona. Best case scenario, we're the 2 seed, and we get Philly again. Barry Carey asked a question. Where did it go? Hey, shout out to all of y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all a lot. Barry Carey, does McCarthy need to assert himself with Kellen to make sure he calls more run plays? I think, I talked about this before. I think McCarthy is a really good coach, man. I know that a lot of people, sometimes he's a little bit more aggressive than what you're used to, and sometimes it backfires. But for the most part, his aggressiveness, it works more than it doesn't. You know what I mean? So I'm only asking Kellen to get better. Mike McCarthy, do what you do, man. Coach us, bro. Coach us up, man. Because here's the thing. Green Bay, when they won their Super Bowl in our stadium, they had 18 people on IR. If there's anybody that knows how to deal with adverse situations, man, it's Mike McCarthy. This Cowboy team last year should have been getting blown out by 40 every week. And somehow we came ready to compete every week with how bad things fell for us. So I really like Mike McCarthy, man. So whatever he has to do, man, I trust him. And he's a Super Bowl winning coach. He's brought a different culture to this team. And you guys, it feels different, in these games. Like, I don't know about you guys, but as a fan, I feel a lot more confident than I had ever felt, man. The last time that I really felt this confident, I can't tell you. Not even the 2018 did I feel as confident about a team as I feel about this team, because I don't think that we really have too many holes. If we lose games, it's because of things that we do, not because of the matchups that somebody else presents to us. So, I mean, I think we'll be okay. And that's not just the 50 burger talking. I've felt this way all year, man. I felt this way all year since the Tampa game. Timothy Looper says Philly 500 is talking delusional, trying to convince himself they are a good team. I'm afraid he's going to have a nervous breakdown. Maybe so. Maybe he's going to have a nervous breakdown, maybe not. But at the end of the day, man, he knows what it was. He knows that they got their butts whooped. So, I mean, I ain't worried about Philly too much, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to everybody that's in here, man. Shout out. I'm gonna only be on here for about 4 more minutes, man. So y'all make sure that y'all, hit that like button, and I gotta get ready to get to bed, man, because I gotta get up and work out in the morning, man. Because I told myself over this year I want to get in the best possible shape that I can get into. So I'll cut out a lot of things, man. I cut out drinking. So when we take shots at Mark's house or whatever, when we score a touchdown, I won't be drinking liquor. I'll be drinking soda. But even though soda isn't good for you, but I told myself I won't be drinking liquor. Let's see. War Report says the only criticism I have is his clock management. Yeah. And sometimes, that clock management worked against us when he was in Green Bay. He made some mistakes with that, but again, I would rather the clock management issues be in the times that they were. Sure, we lost to Arizona. He had clock management issues in other games, and we won those games, and they haven't hurt us too bad. Sometimes we just complain for the sake of complaining. We're winning games. We're in a good position. I just think we just need to, we'll be all right, man. We just need to have a little bit more confidence in our team, man. My man War Report says shots of juice. Yeah, it's gonna be shots of maybe I look. When I do drink, I like drinking vodka, so maybe I'll start taking shots of water or something, and maybe I won't feel as bad. Or maybe I'll take some shots of maybe I'll take some shots of some damn club soda or something like that. or not club soda, but you know what I'm saying, seltzer water or something like that. Let's see. Hopefully the refs get it together. They won't. I mean, we're gonna get destroyed when it comes to the refs. All we can do, all the team can do, is just go out there and execute like they've been doing, man. Stay strong. Yeah, man. Look, I'll be good, y'all. I'm no alcoholic or nothing like that. When I put my mind to something, man, that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm a very disciplined individual. I'm not in the I've never been in the military or anything like that, but being a former athlete, you know, I mean, I still look at myself as an athlete, so I always take care of my body, man. I'm always looking for ways to get better, man. Always looking for ways to get better, and I'm not getting any younger. 35 years young. And I kind of feel like I'm 25 and I want to continue to, do that. My father did that around my age. And I also just look around and I just see people with high cholesterol. I just see, people dealing with issues, back pains and stuff like that. I do yoga. I do all of that stuff, man. I try and make sure that I'm as limber and as athletic as possible, because when I tore my Achilles back in 2016, I told myself that I always want to make sure that I keep myself in tip-top shape. And just to give you guys a little background, the pandemic, man, I got as heavy and I probably got more out of shape than I've ever been, and I never want to feel like that again. So, I often like to feel like I am one of the players. I want to walk through an airport and somebody say, "Yo, what team does he play for?" Barry Carey says, okay, laid out the blueprint on how to beat Arizona. Every team that beat Arizona ran the ball more than 21 times. We ran it 12 times last week. Also, I think that we got to get turnovers. We didn't get turnovers against them. Kyler turned the ball over in the games that they lost too. We got to make sure that when the ball hits our hands that we actually catch it. You know what I'm saying? Or when there's a fumble on the ground, we got to make sure that we get it. I think turnovers is key. The turnover margin. We didn't get any turnovers in that game. So we got a sack. We got a big sack. And then turn the game around with field position when, we had them backed up and then they punted and then we scored on that drive. We got to make sure that special teams, we lock that up as best as we can. And I think, trying to force them into being uncomfortable. I think that we still got some things defensively that we could bring to Arizona that they're just not ready for. I think we kind of figured them out later in the game, and then they, brought out the read option. But guess what? Kyler Murray ain't gonna be able to do that for a whole game. That was just a wrinkle that they added for that time to close out the game. But up until that point, man, we had kind of figured them out and slowed them up and, started to catch up. I just think we needed to, start a little bit faster. We found a way to adjust in the passing game. We just got to be able to do that in the running game as well, man. And, I'm going to take probably one more question, man. I'm going to head out, man. I appreciate you guys, man. I normally don't do this, and maybe I should go live a little bit more because you guys are definitely the best, man. Definitely. Normally my lives aren't as popping as this, man. So maybe I got to figure out how to do this after games or something like that. My lives normally aren't as popping, but again, I'm going to rededicate myself to this channel and for the fans, man. Definitely. So if we got one more question, one more comment, one more super chat, one more anything, man, I'll definitely, talk. Barry Carey says, I got to go live more often. Yeah, man. The crazy thing is, I know that Mark is good at getting, a lot of people for lives. Law Nation's very good at that. Those are my boys. Botch, that's my boy as well. J Tuck, that's my boy. He's up and coming. I'm on my guy Rome, just started going live. Cowboys Fan Talk. If you guys don't know who he is, he's up and coming. I know my guy Sky is really good at getting these guys for lives. But for the most part, man, people show me more love for my videos. But if me going live is what you guys want, man, I'll definitely do that. If that'll get me to 5,000 subscribers, man, I'll go live. So just tell your friends about me, and I'll make sure that I give you guys the real, the nitty gritty, man, and I'll give you all that I got as far as this channel goes. Okay, so Donnie Price says, okay, I just checked. Arizona has one more NFC loss than we do, so we just need Tampa Bay and the Rams to lose for the number 2 spot. Yeah, So they got the head-to-head over. So, but if there's a tie, it goes to conference record, and we only have 2 conference losses. I think everybody else has more than 2. So you're definitely right with that. So if that happens, then we're good. I appreciate you, Mark. Everybody give me a thumbs up, man, and tell your friends about me, man. I didn't get a chance to monetize this live, but it's all right, man. You know what? I think that talking to you guys, a lot of new people, not a lot of new faces, a lot of new fans, man. I think that this was more rewarding than any money that YouTube can give me. You know what I mean? So sometimes you just got to give game away for free. And I'm all right for that, man. I'm all right with that. You know what I'm saying? But tell your friends about me, man. Let's get to 5,000, man. I really want to eat that chip. I ain't afraid of it. Y'all can laugh at me all you want. It might go viral. It might not. But your boy is not afraid, man. I'm not afraid. Barry Carey said, I know it's early, but do you think linebacker needs to be priority in the draft next year? Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. But, it's funny, Barry. So you're new to the channel. I'm known for my draft talk. I'm known for my draft breakdowns. I'm not sure if you've seen me break down people on Mark's channel, but that's what I'm known for. So once the season's over, I'm going to dive deep into the draft talk because that's what I do, man. And I think that I'm one of the best in the business at it. Even the big wigs, like guys like Vach, guys like Foots, guys who break down the draft as well. Those are my guys. And they respect me as far as my draft talk goes too. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, Vach is the GOAT when it comes to that stuff. But your boy over here, man, I'm no slouch either, man. I'm no slouch either. And if you want to go ahead and check out some of my past draft videos, man, go ahead and do so. You'll see the type of flavor that I have. I got something a little bit different than everybody does, and a lot of people really enjoyed a lot of my draft breakdown stuff. So, salute to you guys. And I'm gonna head on out, man. And my guy Michael Anthony Fitness is, kidnapped right now. Oh, my guy Howard Floyd jumped in here, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Like my man Michael Anthony Fitness said when he had his channel, man. I'm out like Vontae Davis, guys. Appreciate you. Keep coming back.